Good evening. David here with his weekly wheat look, and as usual, we are looking at London UK wheat, and we've got the May contract in front of us. That's the old crop 2011. Today is March 17th. This is Thursday evening. Video going out at 8:15, so it's after the market's closed. And we're seeing some high volatility in all these commodity markets at the moment. What's going on in Japan? So obviously. You can see on the chart in front of us, we'll just run through the main indicators at the present moment. Obviously, the big upward trend we've been watching the last 5 months has broken. The moving average and the super trend is still pointing for a downward trend at present moment. The Bollinger Band is falling, though we had on Tuesday when we had the big fall, we did drop well below the Bollinger Band and were heavily oversold. And the stochastics now down at the bottom and are not quite showing a buy signal, but are indicating, a heavily oversold market at present. So obviously, during last week we saw a downward move after breaking support 194 of nearly £30 a tonne. This took down support of 168, and since then, on Wednesday and Thursday, we have risen right back up to test the old support of 194. Now this is a move, obviously a fantastic big move that we've ever seen for a long while in the grain market. And where do we go from now? Well, obviously we can see that we've got support now at 167 and we've got a high of 216. So we just run our Fibonacci tool over the recent fall, and just get rid of that. We can see it a bit clearly on the chart here at the moment. Hang on, get rid of that, and we can see the high of 217 and the low of 168. The 50% retracement comes in at 192.60, and tonight we've closed at 190. So it's important to the market to maintain and hold this 192 if we're going to see a retest of the 200. That's all I can say at the present moment. If we hold 190, 192, then we probably could see a retest of that 200. The stochastics pointing that we could get a buy signal and then we could head back up to test that 200. If we hold that or not, anything can happen at the present moment with this volatility, but obviously that will test the market to try and see if we can get back to that 200 level. Then the most important one, which everybody's looking at the present moment, is the new crop. And I'll just switch charts back onto November. And as we can see, the market, we had our high 184, and the market's come all the way down to fill my gap at 146. And this was made at the end of November. So we've now gap filled, fantastic, and we've shot right back up to 158. We've now got a buy signal on stochastics and it's pointing upwards, and on the recent fall we've still got a gap here up at 172. Now obviously it leads to think that we could see a rise back up to fill this gap at 172, as we did on coming down to fill the gap at 145. So obviously my upward target would be a test back up to 170 to 172, with the move upwards being indicated by the rising of the stochastic. Obviously support would not like to see broken 145. We've got resistance coming in at 165. So if we could break through the 165, then we could see a retest to 172. But as with the old crop, we are seeing high levels of volatility, and obviously with such big moves, it's very difficult to give predictions longer than a day, and trying to give you an indication of what's going to happen over the next week until next Friday is very difficult. But all I can do is put pointers in place, which are coming to fruition. So I would look for this 172 to be the gap fill, and obviously the 145 was support. So I'll put an update there this time next week. Thank you for watching.